Hello. I was trying to go live a minute ago on my phone, but my phone only wanted to live stream in the vertical way. I like most of my videos horizontal, except for the shorts. So I wanted to jump back onto my computer instead and do our live video today on here. So sorry to anyone who was joined earlier. Hope you have time to return. And right now, what we're taking a peek at, why I'm not directly in the combo classroom yet, is it's a little harder to just walk back to the combo classroom because there's flood. Now, the flood was worse earlier. I documented it at a worse stage, and it will be worse later this week, probably. But there is still a bit of a lake. Oop, we got our mini lake here, and then either can call that a mega puddle or a mini lake. And then it slowly drains here in what was a little river back the combo class, but the river is subdued. But as it continues to rain through this week, we're just on a little pause. The rain is going to come back, and that river will return. So this week, we have a combo classroom river that right now is a little bit dormant, but trust me, they have scheduled that in California here today and tomorrow. Well, the rest, whoa, and so when it's really muddy, these chairs also sink really deep into the mud. Um, Look at the chair I was sitting on. So when you would sit on a chair here, these ones with the spiky legs sometimes just go completely into the dirt. Um, so we have a combo classroom river, and it will return because careful about this mud. Because there's scheduled to be a lot of rain this week here in the Bay Area of California. Where I am isn't the worst city out of the bunch. It was pouring earlier in the week and will be pouring not tomorrow, probably, but then for like a week after that. But some parts of the bay around here are like actually bad flooding, evacuations, closing a bunch of stuff. My main camera guy wasn't able to make it out here today because of how rainy it was where he was at. So we have a bit of a storm issue right here, but right now we have dodged it for a few hours because we got our little period of sunlight. Although it has accumulated and added to the chaos that we get here at the end of the grade. I knew the end of grade -1 would have more broken things than the beginning of the grade, but I didn't realize that the water damage would be such a big factor. So we're going to have a ritual at the end of the grade where we destroy and replace some of these items, and get a lot more clocks and continue to let our dice fall on the ground because now there's this whole dice carpet forming. They really are going all over, just getting embedded into the ground. So um, here we will be dealing with the water damage toward the end of the grade in the rainy season, which is good timing that it was near the end now, and we can incorporate it into the chaos. And we're getting close to our shift back in the modular cycle for a new grade, but that's still a couple months out. That will land at the beginning of April. Um, and let's see. People are saying to stay safe, and yep, I hope people don't have any actually bad, severe flooding or anything where anybody or their close people are at. Luckily, here, the worst we'll probably get is like a foot of water or the power going out or something like that. It's probably not going to like destroy our house unless a tree falls or something. So, hopefully, it doesn't knock all the power out or stuff like that. But mostly, it's a yard flood issue here, which was predicted. When you look up the warnings of the storm, there's like big scale ones, like if you're by a river, you got to be super careful. And then there's the smaller scale warning at the bottom that's like so and so type of areas may have flooding in their backyards. And I'm like, yeah, that describes my area, and they're correct. And a funny thing is, when I was looking up what storms, like what action the storm was whipping up in the region, um, this first headline comes up, and it's like, this is the first level 5 storm in existence. And I'm like, whoa, that sounds intense. What does that mean? And there's an article from ABC something news, and then they're like, it's the first level 5 storm in existence based on the so and so new scale. And I clicked on the scale, and it's like a relatively new scale developed by ABC. And it's true. No other places are calling this a level 5 storm. They're just like, it's a level 5 storm based on the scale we just invented. It is the first ever because we made the scale relatively recently. So news can be a little silly, but it is still a really bad storm. They're closing a lot of stuff. And here, luckily, we will just have our little flooding in our yard. But we'll see how bad that gets. It got really bad a previous year. And in a week, we'll see how big the puddles get. For now, one of the experiments we're going to do today is sort of a continuation and intermediate stage of the next main channel episode that's going to drop, which it was already before this crazy storm. I had made most of an episode about how it was raining and how I was doing a bunch of bubble experiments in the rain because while it was wet out, the bubbles stick onto the wet surfaces for really long and sometimes can accumulate on the grass and stuff and be pretty cool. And so there's a new bubble device that I got that, well, basically, in the whole chronology, I had filmed an episode about it being raining and doing bubbles, and then I I ran out of bubble solution, which I now bought a lot more of, and I had been making my own and stuff. And you'll see some cool experiments there. So that's a different type of experiments than today's. There's some science about bubbles and about rain in there, and then there's a bunch of homemade big bubbles. And then after that, it started raining and stuff, and so I wasn't able to really get the right finale for the episode that seemed to fit it. And then it really started raining, so I started filming that, and I was like, okay, the finale of the episode will be how the rain really returned and flooded my yard. And then I was like, well, maybe the finale of the episode should also include a next level of bubble. And so when I was buying more bubble solution, oh, there's a squirrel. I don't know if you saw that in the background, hopefully. Um, but as I was buying more bubble solution, I also bought a new type of bubble gun. Now, I still have my bubble machine, which I'm not sure if the rain destroyed or if it still works. We might test that out today. And I have this old bubble gun, but I think that one stopped working a while ago. Those things are cool. This bubble tech, I have a few things to say about, which are um, you don't have to just be a young kid to appreciate bubbles. You know, when I was young, I loved bubbles. And then when I was a teenager, maybe I thought there are cooler things than bubbles. And now that I'm in my late 20s, I think maybe bubbles are one of the coolest things. They reflect light like crazy, they have cool spherical shapes, they fly in the wind. And there's a lot of math and science we can do. In fact, in the episode I'm going to drop on the main channel in a few days about them, even though it's mostly science and silliness, and it's sort of snack break-esque for those who know the main channel, but in a science way, there is a little interlude where I describe a mathematical finding relating to bubbles that was published this year. Or, oh wait, I keep thinking this year's 2022. That was published in 2022, called the double bubble, well, a follow-up to something called the double bubble conjecture. Um, and so there is a little math related to bubbles in there too. and we'll do more math in the future with them, but also just fun science. So bubbles are pretty awesome. And I also think that they're getting better at making affordable bubble technology. You know, when you were a kid, you got those like sticks where you blow through them and you can make like two bubbles at a time. Well, I was able to get some pretty cheap bubble machines and bubble guns that make a whole nother level of bubbles. Although, when I use my bubble machine, when it's windy enough, it'll just direct the stream not toward the classroom, just toward another part of the neighborhood practically. And so, like a wind channel will be taking the bubbles random places, and I'll have the bubble machine on, and me and a camera person will just be like hanging out, waiting for the bubbles to go in the direction of what we're filming. And in the meantime, we're probably flooding the neighborhood with bubbles. So, to all of the kids or bubble enjoyers in the neighborhood, you're welcome. And to everyone else, sorry. Um, the combo classroom now not only makes everyone endure listening to my math ranting, but they might get blasted in the face with a stream of bubbles. Um, so, someone's saying that to somebody who's in Bakersfield, which isn't too far from here relatively, that they get some of the least rain in the world, so they're loving this. Yeah, you know what else is loving this rain? This plant, the staghorn fern. That thing, as the rest of the classroom crumbles in the rain, that thing looks fresher than ever. So, um, all the plants in my front yard too. There's that cool front yard that is shared with a few other houses, but that I'm able to spend time and film in and stuff. And the front yard's plants are loving it right now. So now let's see. Can't get to all the comments right now because I want to do a little more chatting, but I'll come back to some questions. So feel free to keep leaving them. And yes, I'm in the Bay Area. If anyone else is in the Bay Area and wants to help out around the classroom, feel free to hit me up on my contact email because there are some random days where I could use like an extra camera person or something random here. So I am open to the concept of other people in the Bay reaching out. So that's through like my contact email on the about page. Normally that's just to reach out if someone wants to like help me with an editing or production type thing. But if you also live in the Bay Area and then maybe you can find some other way to help out, then I'm also open to that thought. Um, and to whoever's asking, am I okay? If they mean me, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I'm mostly okay. No one's fully okay. But in terms of the rain, we're okay. In terms of reality and existence, I'm surviving and I have good moments. Um, so let's see. What I wanted to lead that toward is showing you. So I bought a new bubble gun. um, the main channel episode that'll come out in a few days, I have all filmed, except I might add a little finale scene with the yard flooded with the footage I got from that. And I might, if the yard keeps flooding before I drop the episode, film with that and my new bubble device for a little finale. So today we can test out my new bubble device on the stream, see if it's cut out to make it in a main channel episode or not. And to those who are more fans of the mathematical stuff, don't worry, we have some really cool math concepts coming out in the main channel episode soon, too. As a little announcement of what's going on in the rest of the grade, real quick, which I kind of mentioned in my last stream, but I'll keep brief, is that pretty soon I'll announce a streaming schedule, so you'll know a little more consistently. A few days a week I'll be on. The main channel episodes this month will include Bubble, the one I already dropped recently, you should check out. Bubble episode in a few days. Calendar episode on Friday the 13th, all about crazy calendars. Might be the longest combo class main channel episode yet. It has a lot of stuff in it. And then Base 2I episode later in January or early February. And then there's only about 5 or 6 other episodes in grade -1. There are going to be 36 episodes on the main channel in grade -1, counting a longer, more behind the scenes finale. And that's the base 6 100, the base 6 100, 36. So we're going for the 100 in a superior base amount of episodes. And these remaining ones, after I drop those ones I just mentioned, I may take slightly longer on filming and editing them, meaning instead of dropping one every 6 or so days, dropping one every 9 or 10 days, just for the rest of the grade. Apart from the next few are coming pretty quick. But then I might take a little longer, and then maybe a little longer of episodes, because some of the ones I have left are topics that I've, from the beginning of grade -1, wanted to include in it, and I postponed because they were like topics that I really wanted to get well, or that I had to make sure I had all my notes compiled right, or that I thought I could make a video extra special if I did it right. So my some of these are my favorite topics out of the grade practically that we'll be encountering soon. Although the next two are pretty casual with our bubble episode and our calendar episode. The calendar episode does have a lot of math in it, though, about what it means to possibly be a calendar. Someone's wondering the geography of California, and it is really diverse. There's so many different landscapes here. That's part of why I like it. You can drive not that far and hit so many different biomes, or like different climate like regions. And so, like where I am in the Bay Area of California, it's literally less than an hour drive to get to places that have snow, places that are mountains, places that have beaches, places that have rivers and forests, places that have cities. So it's a lot going on. Where I am right here, I am in the Bay Area, which is by this thing called the estuary, a mix of saltwater and freshwater, that makes it a little more slightly colder and foggier here at some times, but it's where I am super nice. Like we get really sunny parts of the year too. Um, and so I'm just in a medium-sized town by a lot of climates. So it's kind of hard to even say which singular one it is. Um, the climate around here is sometimes called this thing called the chaparral, which you could look at CHAPPAREL or something. I don't know. That's some type of biome around here, but if you go barely further, they would call it a different thing. So that's part of what I like about here is that I'm like a walkable distance from like marina like areas with like birds and like little like uh shores of the estuary and stuff, and then I'm like a short drive from like forests or mountains, like a medium drive from where there'd be snow. So there's a lot of stuff here. So you kind of, if you want to know what it's like, you have to describe part of it basically. Like the Bay Area has a drastically different climate than LA, for example, or Los Angeles. Um, where do I get all the clocks? So I have gotten them. At first, I bought a few clocks from a thrift store to get started, and then I've gotten them a variety of places, a few thrift stores, a few yard sales. I posted on that app next door and got some from a neighborhood person. I've had friends give me their old clocks. My parents gave me broken clocks for my birthday. Sounds absurd, but that's what I wanted. So got broken clocks for my birthday. I need to figure out a faster rate of getting them because we're destroying them about as fast as we're getting them, and we want to be increasing the collection, not staying neutral. So what I might do is in like February or something, I might start a PO box and have people send me broken clocks that they have or working clocks. And I'll make a small list of old types of things that if you have, you can send, which would include clocks, dice, calculators, and a few other things. And then if people have any extra, they could send them to my PO box. So that's something I'm thinking of. For now, it's basically just when I come across a used one, and sometimes I'll consciously like go by a thrift store just to be like, okay, can I find a few? Um, sometime I might have to just like go to an actual store if I have any extra money and like buy like a whole, what do you call them, shopping cart of clocks. But I don't want too many of the same type. I only want like up to a few of the same type. I want variety. Um, so hello to everyone saying hi from various places. And let's see. Yeah, very interesting state. I'm a fan of California, but I also haven't had the chance to travel that much. Traveling costs a lot of money. So I've not, I've been to Mexico a few times. I've been to a few other states in the US. I've been to Hawaii once, and those are mostly the places I've been. I haven't been to like Europe or Asia or anywhere. Um, Many places I haven't been. So hopefully I'll be able to travel around more for some combo class journeys. I think a fun mission, a fun side quest for a future grade would be looking up some rare types of like fruit or like animal or something like that, some rare types of plant or animal that I want to go on a quest for to try and find. And that'll give me an excuse to travel while still making it some combo class learning. So maybe we'll have some travel side quests at some point. But there's a lot to do in California. I Part of the reason I haven't traveled that much is even though I go on like multiple trips a year, they're usually camping trips in California because those are cheap and refreshing and beautiful. And there's just like so many different places to camp around here that even without leaving the state, you can have a lot of types of different nature. So I haven't been able to do that much recently because I had to get 2 hip surgeries last year. God damn it! But hopefully in this year, 2023, there will be 1 or 2 camping trips I go on. And also, I want to do some field trip. There'll be field trips in videos. There'll be a field trip in the finale, but of the grade -1 finale. But I want to do field trips on streams too to nature. But apparently, when I tried to stream on my phone right before this, it wanted it to be vertical. I need to figure out how to let my phone let me stream horizontal because vertical is cool and all for the shorts, but I would rather have my stream be something that afterward I can have as a horizontal video if I'm going to be doing something fun in the stream, such as testing out new bubble technology in my flooded yard. And where does the name Domotro come from? Well, I haven't said this that directly many times, but since it's already in the credits of the main channel episodes, so my birth name is Dimitri with 3 I's. So it's Dimitri. I like my name, it's cool. And I also, one day when I was playing this game with my friends at a friend's cabin. Okay, so this is the full lore of the story. I'm at my friend's cabin. We're doing this game where what you do is it's a question based answering game. Not going to go into all the nitty gritty, but um, one of the questions that came up was what would you would name your kids in the future? And my joking answer was that if I had a boy, I would name it Domotro, and if I had a girl, I would name it Domatra. Um, which actually was only a half joke answer. I thought it would be kind of cool, but I wouldn't also want to name a kid after myself. I would want a kid to have their own existence. Um, so then I was like, okay, I'm not actually going to name a kid like a joke on my name, but that name kind of stuck in my head. And then I started to gain a relationship with all of the variations of Dimitri, all of the vowel shift versions. There was with ease, which was, I'll explain these more in details, but there is a part of me that the Dimitri is subdivided into the Demetre, the Domotro, the Damatra, maybe with Y's, hard to say. That's sometimes a vowel, sometimes not. With U's in there, Dumutru. And you'll learn more about the lore of those parts of the Dimitri at different points Domotro is the one that I've brought to the surface because Domotro was the part of me that likes doing all these chaotic videos and learning math and teaching things and making videos. And so I had this joking thing in my head of these different ways of viewing what part of my personality I was currently being. And I also liked the idea of having a more Googleable singular stage name. I've had various names as rap names and musician names in the past that I haven't revealed to you guys. I've revealed some to my Patreon supporters, but more will come to other places in the future. But I like the idea of having a easier, shorter to Google name than my full name. And I was like, surprisingly, there's not a like company that's popular named Domotro out there already stealing it or whatever. Maybe I will let people start referring uh, me to me as that as my nickname, and then it's kind of transitioned from a nickname to like my teaching name. Like, okay, it's my teacher name, but it's also just who I feel like a lot these days. Um, but it is true that my birth name is Dimitri. And that is also in the credits of the episodes. And I still am not sure when I publish some books that I'm half written. Um, when I publish some books that I've half written, I'm not sure if I'll write my full name or just Domotro as the author. We'll have to see when the time comes what's right. So there's a little story of the tale of the name Domotro. There's some details that will be revealed more over time. There's a lot of lore to the past of Grade Zero that you guys barely know. So some of that Grade Zero lore will be in the Grade -1 finale as some flashbacks, and others will have to be further in the future because there are some things that I cannot share yet for various reasons. Um, so, lot of good questions and thoughts. Um, I'm not going to solve an equation for someone, but I might answer best puzzles ever, although I'm not sure if that was even like just a response to something else. I like the idea of the question best puzzles ever. Um, so, best puzzles ever? Well, I was a big fan of when I was a kid, these logic puzzles about you have these islands of knights and knaves, and the knaves always lie, and the knights always tell the truth. And it's propositional logic in disguise is this field of math, and there are interesting meta puzzles you can make out of it too that make it harder to solve with like a typical truth table or stuff. And there's a lot of interesting variations on figuring out which statements were the true statements and which ones were the false ones and what those lead to. And a lot of good puzzles like that are by the author Raymond Smulyan. I've held up one of his books here once called What is the Name of This Book? And that book really inspired me to get into a certain type of math called propositional logic when I was in like middle school. I loved that book, and I didn't understand the end until I was a little older. So it was a good mountain to climb. And other puzzles that are really great involve little tactile puzzles. A fun tactile puzzle is this thing called pentominoes that are all of the ways you can have 5 squares in a plane be connected. So you could have like you could have like a long 5, you could have like a square and one extra. All the ways you could make 5 squares in the plane to join. And then usually they're made 3D, so like puffed out at 1 unit worth in the next dimension. And so pentominoes, there are 12 ways to do that. If you count flipping them as the same piece, which most sets do. So the 12 pentominoes, which each have 5 squares, make 60 total squares, a very divisible number. So although they have 5 squares each, and it seems kind of arbitrary that the 5-celled ones, pentominoes, would be the ones I'm talking about, because there's 12 of them and some magic that they have up their sleeves, they fit into such a stunning variety of rectangles, and it's a really fun challenge to try and build a dimension of rectangle um, using all of the pentominoes, or even just most of the pentominoes, or some of them, to make a perfect rectangle, or to even make 3D shapes or other things. So those are like my favorite like physical puzzle probably. Also, shout out to a Rubik's Cube. I go through phases every few years where I get into Rubik's Cubes, and I like relearn the algorithm and then forget it again like once every couple of years. So those are fun. I first got into them in middle school. Um, I'm not like a speed cuber or anything, but in middle school, I practiced it a bunch and was able to do it in like a minute. And then when I relearned it like a year ago, I was able to do it in like 2 minutes. So who knows if I try it again in the future for an episode. Someday I'll relearn it for an episode. And then other puzzles, jigsaw puzzles are pretty cool. Nothing wrong with those. My mom likes those, and so I like doing them with her as a meditational activity. I've even, as a gift, sometimes a good gift I've given my mom is jigsaw puzzles that you can print online of any photo. You can get them to mail you a jigsaw puzzle of whatever photo you want. And so I got my mom a jigsaw puzzle of our fluffy cat Dandelion, for example. Who wouldn't want a dandelion puzzle, to those who know Dandelion? Um, and let's see. And then other puzzles that are fun. There's a lot of fun mathematical puzzles. In fact, I often just do puzzle like investigations with numbers for fun, where it's like, are there any numbers that have so and so trait? Are there any numbers that do this? Is there any way to make this happen with a number? So puzzles are key to learning and are amazing, and I don't even really know where to start with my favorite ones, but those are a couple good ones. And someone also asked about my favorite book. um, so I'll name a few non-math books I like. Um, Fiction-wise, I really like the author Kurt Vonnegut. Some of his really brilliant books include Cat's Cradle, The Sirens of Titan, Slaughterhouse Five, Breakfast of Champions, among others. I really like Douglas Adams, who wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a brilliant series. Um, I There's a variety of things I like. I love writing, so I write a ton. A book I really liked reading, the most recent book I really enjoyed, was this book called House of Leaves, which is this surreal book. The text goes into this weird maze-like structure as the story does, and it's sort of like a horror book mixed with like a almost like boring analytical tone, and it's very surreal. And that book, House of Leaves, was really interesting. Very dense, very big book, but very brilliant. Um, so I hope to publish some of my own books over time, which include both fiction books and math books. And now to move on to math books. I'll show more of my bookshelf in the future. I have a bookshelf in my room with a bunch of books. But some of my favorite math books, and I have tons. Basically, I've realized that you can find books online, and I'm probably going to be the last teacher who will discourage you from looking stuff up. And I'm not really, I don't feel like morally right telling people to just like find a copy of a book online, but everyone knows you can. And I'm one of the people who would maybe less discourage that. But then I would also just encourage sometimes buying paper books, both to support publishers and stuff, because I hope to publish someday. So you should support writers. Um, but and also because having a paper book can be a meditative experience to dive into a different level of learning. Sometimes writing in a paper book can also be a different level of learning than typing, so it's good to mix it up sometimes. And so I've bought a ton of paper books in the past year because you can get paper books mailed to you for like $6. If you find not every paper book, some textbooks are unbelievably expensive, but some random math books you can like half the ones I've looked up, I haven't bought because they were too expensive. Maybe I looked them up, maybe I didn't. And the other half I was able to like get shipped to my house for like $7 or whatever, and thought it was worth it to have a paper book. So I'll show you my massive stacks of them inside sometime. But some of my favorites are The Book of Numbers by Conway and Guy, anything by Raymond Smulyan, who I mentioned earlier, anything by the writer Martin Gardner, um, a lot of stuff by the writer Clifford Pickover, such as his book Wonders of Numbers, or Keys to Infinity, or other ones. Um, what else was really good? I'm really liking this really random one right now called Recreations in the Theory of Numbers. Let me see if that's the right title. In the Theory of Numbers. Yeah, by this Albert Baylor or something. Um, that one's really cool that I'm reading right now. So those are good. The Dictionary of Numbers, I have that. It's out here. It got ruined in the rain. So, okay, this is ironic. So, I don't know which. I have two dictionaries of numbers. So, here's the thing. If somebody means if you just meant the book of numbers I was talking about, that's a great one. But to someone who said the dictionary of numbers, so unfortunately, I had filmed something with my better of my two dictionaries of numbers, and now I'm gonna have to throw it out and buy a new copy because it is going to be moldy after that rain. So there's one of my dictionaries of numbers. Unfortunately, you got to wring it out. Not a good sign if you have to wring out a book. I could tell. So I'll probably have to buy a new copy of this one because I do like it. That's okay because I think they have a newer edition. Maybe they added some number facts. Maybe they added some numbers. Maybe they found a new number that didn't exist when the old one was published. Maybe they invented a number. No, I mean, maybe they added some facts about numbers. However, I bought a different dictionary of numbers. Some of you may already know this because I made a short about this and I mentioned it in a live stream before. My other dictionary of numbers, when I bought it, I thought it was going to have definitions with the numbers. My second dictionary of numbers is just the numbers. So I'm stubborn enough with wanting to get my money out of that book that I'm going to make a whole episode about Mod 8 because the book's in 8 columns per page. So I'll find a way to get my money out of the book if it's the last thing I do. Someone's wondering, did I read a Thomas Calculus? I didn't. Maybe I'll look that one up later. I'm always down for book recommendations. I also used to be like a library lover, and I mean, I still love libraries. I just haven't been as much recently. But when I was in like high school, I like a lot of the time would after school. And I also, it's ironic because this is going to paint me like I was like super geeky, but I was actually like skipping class and pulling a lot of shenanigans and stuff and getting up to a lot of trouble you'll have to hear about later. Um, but I was addicted to getting books from the library. So I would like right after school or sometimes instead of school, go to this giant library in my city and like fill my backpack with books and check them out. And then like a week later, like return them all after having like skimmed through a bunch, read a few, get another backpack full of books. Um, so those are some good memories because libraries are great. Hope that everyone appreciates their local library. Libraries should get more credit in society. And yep, Combo Class is incredibly pro library. So let's see. Someone's saying, can they send super chats or a Patreon? Yeah, I do have a Patreon. So there's a Combo Class Patreon. I'm not positive if I have it linked in this description. I hope I do. It's at least in most of my video descriptions. Um, and in at least also, I think it's on the about section, hopefully. But there is a Patreon, patreon.com/combo class. And I haven't done the super chats thing yet. I will do that soon, but when I ask for money from people, I always feel really weird about it. I'm not good at asking for money. So I want to like offer things for it. So I want to like make sure that I get the super chats set up in a cool way or something like that when I actually do that. Because I feel weird asking for money. But to people who do want to help, the Patreon supporters are awesome. And depending on the tier, they get different types of bonus videos and get shouted out in video descriptions, or some tiers even get in episode credits once in a while. Someone's wondering best card game, and I'm not sure. I do like card games and board games. I like inventing them and testing out new ones. My card game I invented called Equatos is the best. And my other card game I invented called Oddball is the best. So I'll tell you guys about Equatos and Oddball another day. But for now, I'll say I like poker. I like playing with my friends. And I haven't done it that much recently, but I think there's a variety you can do with poker. And I think it's more fun not to just play with people who are like, nope, we have to play the same game every single time. We're going to do Texas Hold'em every single time or something. Like switching up what types you're playing and different types of game with that sort of betting aspect. Don't go broke doing it. Gambling can be an addiction. Luckily, I didn't catch that. I caught other addictions I've had to overcome in my past. But got to be careful with gambling. So I don't want to like recommend it. But it's fun to play cards with friends. What are my games called again? One is called Equatos, which this is funny. This is way before I did combo class. I've had a lot of phases, and then some parts of me keep feeling like, oh, I only got like fully obsessed with math a few years ago, even though I've always taken a lot of notes in math and been ahead a year in math in school and stuff like that. But like, part of me thinks that I only got like obsessed with creatively doing math recently, but that's not really true because I keep remembering weird random parts from my past where I like was obsessed with doing something mathematical. And one of those was a game called Equatos, which in the name is because it's equation based and because it sounds kind of like an equator. Equatos with a T. That was just my nickname for it. It's not a game you can look up. It's not anywhere online. Actually, my friend who I played it with a bunch tried to program it and then just got bored of like figuring out how to try and make the machine do it. But he was like almost gonna make a game out of it, but ended up hitting some brick walls or something. But I'll explain the rules to Equatos and as well to my game Oddball, which is a 3-person card game at some point in the future, as well as other games I've invented. So yeah, games can be fun. Let's see. And yeah, one of our games today is going to be how good is my my new bubble gun. So let me check this out here. All right, here's how we're going to set this up. What do you think I got here? This is a disc that came with my new bubble gun. It's a specialty bubble gun. It's going to make a double type of bubble. Supposedly, based on the picture, we're going to test if this actually works. It'll make a bubble with little bubbles inside the bubble. Now, that seems like such a cool technology. That seems like something any age would like. Of course, the only ones they sell of bubble guns have some little cartoon action figure on it, like it's designed for a kid. But whatever, I'm not going to complain. I don't mind having a little cartoon figure on our bubble gun. But it's not like I bought this because the dinosaur was extra cool. This is just like the model of if you want this type of bubble gun, you get a cool dinosaur. So we'll roll with that. We got our bubble gun dinosaur. And apparently what this is going to do is if I dip this and this into the bubble solution, this part might make an outer bubble, with this part being little bubbles inside the bubble. Now that sounds pretty awesome. So I want to test that out in a sec, and then if it works well, then I'll film with it with a friend in a day or two to have that in the finale of all the other bubble experiments that I already filmed and all the other rain footage, which will be coming out on the main channel soon. To those who didn't see the flood earlier, do you guys want to take a peek? Let's see how it's looking right now. So, right here is where the combo. Okay, and the classroom is very trash right now. I know it's near the end of the grade, so there will be a lot of cleaning done in the transition. This right here is the river that's pretty dormant right now, but normally in a few days there's going to be a river running down this little corridor. And it's going to be draining down there, and what it's going to be draining is the river is going to come from a lake. Ooh, the lake's okay, it is going down. The lake is either sinking into the soil or draining that way. So I think I showed the lake earlier in the stream. Here's the lake now. It's going down. It's way small. So unfortunately, the lake will probably disappear today and tomorrow. And then it's forecast to rain for a week. So we will be seeing the return of the river. Someone's saying they had other addictions, so they were scared of gambling, so they never tried it. Nothing wrong with that. No need to do it if you're worried it could be a problem. It's not a necessity of life or a necessity of fun. Everyone has their own things they have to work on in that way. For me, something I've shared here before that I'll say more about at various points, but I'll say real briefly here again, is that I used to be, for a period of my life, very heavy alcoholic and was very depressed and had gotten a lot of trouble and probably almost died a lot of times. Definitely at least once I almost died, and there's another number of times probably if I actually analyzed it. And so I haven't drank in a year and a half. So that's my personal thing that I had to overcome in this arc of my life right now. So some people just have to avoid stuff. I can have fun at parties without drinking, so I'm sure other people who are worried about gambling can have fun without doing it. So let's see. Someone said about cigarette smoke into bubbles with coat hangers, and I'm not going to give all the details right now. Maybe in a future grade you'll get a behind the scenes, but there may be bubble smoke experiments that I'll put a little bit of footage of in the next main channel episode. There may have been experiments with bubbles and smoke, and maybe I'll put a little bit of that in the episode. And maybe in like 2 years I'll show you guys the actual full footage of it, and you guys will see what I mean. But there may be a smoke bubble experiment that you'll see some of in the main channel episode. There's also some science in there about what it is to what raindrops are, what they look like, what bubbles are, and what they look like. But it's mostly a kind of experimental episode where me and my main camera guy Carlo were just having fun making big bubbles because they were sticking everywhere right after the rain. So, and let's see. Someone said x equals 4 to a question earlier. Yeah, shout out to any fans who answer each other's questions. If you want to ask each other math questions in my chats, feel free. For me, I'm less likely to answer a singular equation for you, But if you guys want to answer each other's, that's pretty dope. Um, so cool. That's the little intro explanation we need, and I think it's about time to set up that bubble gun. Da-da-da-da. Someone said radiate their tomatoes to see how they grow. I'm not sure how you do that. Yeah, like a radiation machine. Uh, or unless that's just a different type of thing. I don't know. We may grow tomatoes in the planter back there. The planter back there is full of wet dirt, aka mud. Um, ooh, these are doing awesome. So I'm glad I checked back here. Okay. Well, back here. Yep. There is a broken clock. There are two broken clocks. But look what else we have. They weren't fully in the soil, but I got these. I'm gonna fully plant them. They're getting enough soil near them that they're liking it. Look at these things. This one grew through the leaf. Okay, so this is why I wanted to do onions and garlic. To anyone who was here like 10 streams ago, who was like, onions and garlic, that sounds like a boring thing to put back there. Look what they're already doing. Look at these onions. Da, 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 da. And look at the garlic. Da, 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 da. This one grew through a leaf. Da, 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 da. So I'll fully plant those soon, and then they're going to do cool stuff. There's also back here one of these weird shaped kiwis. Y'all ever seen a kiwi like this? This is straight up actually a kiwi. I'm going to get age restricted for this. This is literally a kiwi. Looks like 2 or 3 of them mutated together. Isn't that insane? If I show the other kiwis here, there's another one here, but this is going to get my channel flagged for something wrong. This one's got a little messed up at the bottom. Okay. So, time for. Whoa, no. Okay. The chair is at the spot that it likes to sink into. Time for this again, where the chair sinks down like that. And you got to like yank it back up out of the ground. All right. You ready for a bit of a bubble experiment? Well, here's how we're going to do it. Oh, whoa, no. Okay. It's really just going down in the mud. That's not going to work. Okay, I need a less pointy chair. Okay. So, folks, I need to grab a towel from inside. I need to take a leak anyway, but I'm going to grab a towel so I can wipe off a chair that's less pointy than this one, so it doesn't sink into the mud. I'll be back in a second, and we're going to do some cool bubble experiments, so make sure to stick around. Bubble experiments coming very soon. This time you can hear me coming probably from my wet footsteps. Um, all right, so here's a less pointy chair that I can wipe off so that I don't go down into the abyss of the mud myself. Okay. Bubble Gun is a Pokemon move, someone said. It is also a Domotro move. That's definitely like if I was in a video game, one of my moves would be like to blast him in the face with bubbles. You know, because I'm not going to shoot someone with a real gun, but blast him in the face with bubbles. So, oh yeah, to ever wonder where I went, I had to get this stuff, and hello again. And no, not gonna pee behind the shed right now. I usually like to run inside. Um, and was that on Scooby Doo? I'm not sure what that's referring to, but old school Scooby Doo is a good vibe. Gotta love your mystery hunting vibe. Those original Scooby Doos are pretty fun. Um, so, um, let's see. We got to set up this with the bubble fluid. And today we're going to be using the bubble fluid that came with this thing. But don't worry. I know this looks like a wimpy amount of bubble solution for a combo classroom. I got 2 massive canisters of bubble solution. So we're good on terms of quantity of bubble solution. Now, let's see. Oh, the bubble gun move in Scooby Doo, was it? It should be. Blast him in the face with bubbles. That'd be a good Scooby Doo scene. Might have been. I can relate to some of the. Feel like I would probably be Shaggy. um, maybe that means my cat Dandelion or Sage gets to be Scooby. So you guys might get to see a little cat footage in the next episode. Not the next bubble one, but the calendar one after, because it's Friday the 13th. I'm dropping my episode about calendars. And last Friday the 13th, which was last May, was when the third cat got fixed at the vet. He was a stray feral one. I had 2 cats. And then there's a stray feral one who might be related to them because was in the same neighborhood and looks like them, could be a brother or cousin or something, I don't know, and was really nice. And so the stray feral one got officially fixed and adopted last Friday the 13th. And he's a little black cat. For anyone who's superstitious, black cats and Friday the 13th can be superstition things. So yeah, they double troubled up. Got you there. Maybe is that a double negative or what? So there's, let me see. Let's start preparing this. Okay, I don't know how much I was supposed to put in there. Maybe this was too much. Hopefully good. And hopefully I can't put any weight on this chair or it'll. Okay, I actually need to realign the chair so it's actually straight. But yeah, you might get to see some cat footage in the next Friday the 13th episode because it is my cat anniversary. Oop. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, this needs to be straighter. Okay, so I can push the legs into the mud the amount that I need to straighten it. There we go. Okay. Now, our next step. First, let's just test out how this bubble solution is. Do I have anything I can try and just blow a bubble through it with? What's like a little circular loop? Mm, you'll have, I used parts of clocks in the main channel episode about all this. So there's a plenty and other stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I found to blow bubbles through in the main channel episode. But for right now, where's the little loopy thing? Because I think it would be fun to just test the solution. Okay, how about this? These are safety goggles, but they're pretty broken. I'm not sure if they're going to protect anyone anymore. What if we remove this? Sorry, safety goggles. I'll try and put it back after and blow a bubble through them. Oh, how am I going to do that? This thing is like a weird angle. Let's see. Can I get a bubble solution on it? Nah. I need to have a flatter thing if this was going to work. It's too wide for my like thing there, but we'll make this work. And no, today is not the day we're going to try this combo, but someday we'll make flammable bubbles. Okay, so I just want to try seeing if I can get one with this. It's not a flat enough surface for that. It's too wide. Okay, that might not work. Might have bubblified the safety goggles for nothing for now. Well, if I had a slightly bigger dish, it would work. Let's just... Let's test this out. This clock is one of the ones that has taken a lot of rain damage and is going to have to go soon. This clock is at the end of its days. So what it's good for, though, is being a surface to make bubbles on, maybe, or maybe not. We can try. So for a minute, I'm going to put this on the ground, and we're going to try pouring some bubble solution on our clock. Don't worry about me using it all. Like I said, I have a huge gallon of bubble fluid. I'm just testing out how this random one that came with the bubble gun works. Okay, that's good. I like this goggle method. The goggles make like a cool double stream. Let me go put you further back so you can actually appreciate this. These are pretty big bubbles it's making. Uh-oh, it's all going in the clock. Okay, this clock wasn't the right surface. What? What's that clock's name? Good thing I didn't name this clock, or I might feel kind of bad. We're gonna have too many clocks for me to name them all. Folks can feel free to nickname the clocks if they want. Yeah, see, that one did go. That one's still flying. Look at that bubble, still going. I don't know if you can see it. Still going. Where'd that bubble go? Where's it going? Nah, it can't be around still. Nah. Would have been too good to be true. However, we are in the business of making things that are too good to be true happen. So let's make even cooler bubbles. Whoa. Oh, it lasted for a second extra on the ground because it was a little wet there. Oop, those ones are flying pretty fast. Okay, so it looks like we are on track to have some good bubble solution for the bubble gun itself. Sorry, clock. Maybe if I shake the clock, bubbles will come out now because it's like half water, half bubble solution. So, we are going to try our main attraction. And that uses this little tin of stuff that now I got some plant debris in and dirt. So hopefully that didn't mess everything up. And they said you're supposed to prime it first. I guess that means maybe give it a few good dips. We'll try and prime it as much as possible. Someone calls that clock a rock because a rock in German is Einstein. That's interesting. All right, this looks like it has a lot of potential. All right, ready to see the test? Whoa, where'd that bubble come from? That was weird. Oh, a bubble? This was blowing in the wind. Do you see how it's like windy and these bubbles are blowing? And one of them flew off the outside of this clock that is like frothing. The clock is making bubbles. I thought I was joking, but the wind is like making bubbles come out of the clock. This clock is like frothing at the mouth. But yeah, a bubble flew off it, and that really caught me by surprise. Seeing a bubble just fly by, I was like, "Where'd that one come from?" All right, let's see how this works. Whoa! 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 Oh my god! That was like the coolest thing ever. I don't know if you guys could see that. That was so cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, you got to see the double layer. Oh my god. I'm going to make a smaller version. Whoa, 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 whoa. I might need to grab more bubble solution from inside. That was so cool. I don't know if you guys could see that. Oh, it's just doing the inner one. I need that outer one. The outer one was insane. Oh, it popped. How? Last time it separated and worked. It's making a bubble in the bubbles. Do you see that? That was a bubble full of bubbles. That's crazy. This is like the coolest device of all time. Look at that. It's a bubble of bubbles. That is so cool. Oh my god. They're big ones too. And they are sticking around the classroom. After we make a few more, we'll see where they've stuck. This, oh my god. This is what I mean when I say bubble technology has improved. This thing is so cool. It's hard with the wind going on and with this being so imbalanced. But when it works, it works. The wind is not on my side. Okay, I might need to grab my other bubble solution. Oh, there's one. That is so crazy. Oh my God. That is absolutely insane. I'm going to try and get a video of one of these on my phone because I'm not sure if you guys can even see it good enough right now. Um, so maybe if I get a good clip, I'll put one of these in the episode, but I got to try and just film this and I'll show you what it looks like from my perspective too. And I'm glad that you folks can see it. Um, what I'm going to try though is I do want to see if I can get a video of one flying up for a minute because I was trying to aim them toward the camera and then they didn't have much room to go and they would pop somewhere. But if I give it room to fly, but this is weird now. It's oh well no, it almost worked. This is just coated in bubbles. That's why. There. Yeah, this thing's too frothy. It's getting all frothed up. Whoa. Okay. That one didn't quite work. That one worked for a second, but hit the wall. Okay. I need a company like this just sponsor me, yo. If anybody owns any cool science equipment companies, by the way, if you contact me, and if anyone like sent me a free bubble guns and stuff, I'll put your name in the credits. Okay, there's a cool one. Yeah, I need to have my camera ready to film one like that. That thing is crazy. It's bubbles and bubbles. Absolutely insane. I'm gonna try one more. I might need to get my bubble solution because I'm getting carried away with this, and we're gonna need more bubble solution soon. The inner wheel too is running out of juice in here. Is there any more in here? Nah, you still on that dumb clock. Don't worry, I have gallons of bubble solution. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. When you move it too quick, even the surface bubble is easier to pop. So, yeah, this thing is powerful. We need more bubble solution, and I need to clean out that tin that is all crazy now and like frothy and stuff. So someone said if I aim behind me, that would see better. So I can try aiming there. Um, Someone's supposed to be studying factoring multivariable polynomials. I guess that's the two-way trick. I normally consider the trick of combo class that I get people who don't like math roped in with videos like this. Then I trick them into liking math. But I guess you could go the other way around too, where there's someone who likes math, who watches my videos, and then I make them waste time watching us do fun bubble experiments. So whatever. Some people need a little science break in between the deep numerical investigations. Let's see. A lot of good thoughts. And can it be normal to have a math burnout? Someone's wondering. Which that could be normal. Yeah, you can have get burnt out on anything that you spend too much singular time on. So you want to try and keep your life balanced and keep ways to try and find new views of things or for things to feel fresh. Yep, that's possible. Right now, I am loving me some number theory. So that I just am addicted to learning right now, number theory. But I love all sorts of math. Someone's saying a spread out wire coat hanger, and that's what I wanted to use. But I don't know what's up with coat hangers have like become plastic or something. I couldn't find many wire ones. Like all of mine were plastic, and I remember having wire ones as a kid. but I used a plastic coat hanger in the episode. Like, you'll actually see footage of me saying in the episode using a plastic coat hanger. I say like that I wish it was wire or something along those lines. Um, so, and yeah, we are flying up in subs already. To whoever noticed that since our days in a second stream, we're already getting higher. And we have flown up so quickly. This channel was started. This is the crazy thing. Let me look up how many days it's been. To those who have no idea, how long do you think, how many days, and I don't mean combo class, but I mean this channel. How long do you think this channel has been? It has been that I've been posting on this channel. It's the 127th day I've been posting on this channel. So that is absolutely insane and quick. 127th day. Magic Fellow is very close because he knows a lot about the history and has been tuned in. And do the clocks have canonical names? They don't. And why is the bonus channel more popular? That's because that's where I put all the shorts, and those attract a lot of viewers to channels. I think that the channels probably have an equally like important amount of subscribers, because I feel like the ones on the main channel are more diehard subscribers. And although most of them are probably also subbed to the bonus channel, that the bonus channel, some of the viewers on there just came from seeing me in some short they liked and don't really care about like clicking many of my videos, just like some of my shorts or whatever. So the bonus channel has a bunch more like random people in the mix subscribed here because of that shorts algorithm, which I haven't been posting quite as much recently as the past few months, but I'll get back into posting a bunch of shorts for fun too, because they draw a lot of good people to the channel. They're not like my main goal. I have a lot more fun doing full episodes, but it is cool to make shorts too. I do like trying to fit a topic into a minute also sometimes. So, yeah, this channel is really just for all my fun other stuff. It's called Combo Class Bonus right now, but they make you have this handle now on YouTube, and it's at Domotro basically right now. And I might just call the channel Domotro at some point, because it's kind of just for my side shenanigans, whereas Combo Class is more like my official show or whatever. But even though this is sort of my crazy shenanigans, I do a lot of structured shorts and live streams and various things here that have ended up making this channel have a lot more followers than the main one. So, oh yeah, on 127th day, someone noted that it's a 1 under a power of 2. 127, a very important number. So 127th day, time to look up some facts about the number 127. I don't have it set up to show you guys on my computer right now, so I'm going to have to look it up and just tell you the facts. But 127, that's a glorious number, because 1 under a power of 2, you got your Mersenne numbers, and this one is a prime, so it's what's called a Mersenne prime. And Mersenne primes are the largest primes we've ever found. So this is a smaller member of the family that the largest primes we know live in. And also on Wikipedia here, I'm reading some other facts to remind myself some of the glory of it. And not only is 127 a Mersenne prime because it's 2 to the 7th power minus 1, but 2 to the 137, I mean, 2 to the 127th power. Okay, we got to write this on a whiteboard. Not only is 2 to the 7 minus 1, which equals 127 prime, and that's called a Mersenne prime when they're 1 under a power of 2. If you don't know about these fellas, watch my episode about hyper 11s on the main channel. And then here, this isn't going to, I'm going to kill my marker with this, aren't I? So 2 to the 127th power minus 1 also is a prime. It's another prime. So this is not only a Mersenne prime, but it's a Mersenne prime's exponent. And it says a triple Mersenne prime because 2 to the 7th power minus 1 was it. And 7 itself was 2 to the 3rd power minus 1. 7 is a Mersenne prime. So 127 is in the middle. It says it's the smallest triple Mersenne prime. It also says, random fact, there's a total of 127 prime numbers between 2000 and 3000. Pretty random. And it has a lot of other fun facts. So 127, cool number. Numbers 1 under powers of 2 are, well, the reason it's in my Hyper 11s episode, just to note, is how is 127 written in binary? In binary, these are covered in mud. In binary, that number is written 1111111. Oh God, that's part of the what? Okay, these things are really water damaged. That was part of the whiteboard that just came off. 111111. That's 127 in binary. Hyper 11s. In binary. So, and we're getting some more fun facts. Yeah, that should be a combo Lord trait. Is if I'm ever streaming and I mention a number, definitely leave fun facts about the number in the chat to make sure everyone else knows all the cool stuff. Except if I mention 6 or something like that, you're gonna have to pick which one to do, because I was thinking about making a thing about an episode about 6, just the number 6 itself, because of how cool it is at some point. And I was like the other day making a little list on my phone of some of its traits, and it's like, okay, 6 is a perfect number, a primorial, a factorial, a triangular number, a highly composite number, a superior highly composite number, a harmonic divisor number, a primary pseudo-perfect number, the largest all-Harshad number, a pronic number, a length of what's called a perfect Golem ruler, a congruent number, a unitary perfect number, a biunitary perfect number. It is so many things. All right. So, let's see. And yeah, 7 is 2 to the 3 minus 1. And 3 is 2 to the 2 minus 1. Yep. 3 is also a Mersenne prime. So you can, that's, I think, why 127 is triple. And yep, 6 and 12, super dope numbers. However, I'm a little sacrilegious to the number 12 in an upcoming episode. On Friday the 13th, I will explain to you guys in a main channel episode about a calendar that I think's better than our calendar. That's a real scientific proposal that happens to have 13 Friday the 13th every year. And that does mean 13 months. And now, normally cutting the year into 12, you'd think I love that because 12 is such a divisible thing. So I felt a little blasphemous or whatever, sacrilegious or whatever, saying that we should change something from 12 to 13. But stay tuned for our Friday the 13th calendar episode to see that one. So someone's shouting out 62. 60 is also a dope number. 60, we got it on all those clocks. 60 is pretty fresh. Someone's saying 10,000 K is hotter. Now, if you were talking about degrees, yes, but if you were talking about coolness, nah. 10,000 K. And what is 10,000 K? Does that mean like 10,000 thousands? That number is not as cool as 6, 12, or 60. And yeah, 6 and 12 are better than 10. Definitely correct. And no, no, not 13 weeks. I'm not sure if I missaid that. 13 months. But yeah, I don't know. So also the first half of that episode is just me like roasting the current calendar system. There's even more bad about it than you might realize. Um, so um, yeah, that'll be coming out soon. But first, we have the bubble experiment episode, which now what I know I need to include is some footage with this magnificent thing for the finale of that bubble episode. So, since I was having so much fun with this and it was working so well, I think I need to run and grab the rest of my bubble solution and break open one of the next big containers of it. So let me rinse off this thing too, because part of why it wasn't working though is it's got all foamy. In the meantime, let's take a minute to appreciate how happy the plants must be for all this rain, and certain types of animal like the rain too. I bet the worms are finding a lot, even though probably they don't like the rain necessarily because of their nests. I bet the worms are finding some. Oh no, wait. The birds may not like it due to their nests getting wet, but I bet they're finding some cool worms. Worms always come out when it's rainy, and I always feel like, ooh, if I was a bird. Okay. Uh, yeah, I got to turn this off. Okay. Okay. So, to all my combo lords tuned in, let me grab the big thing of bubble fluid. Someone's saying I should make a compost bin with the worms. I do have a worm bin. Watch some of my streams from, I forget exactly which ones it was, but some of my streams have had worms in them because there's a worm bin over there that is like all composty zone and all these worms and isopods in it. And I've been gathering them and putting them back there to help out my weird plant experiments. So let me run and grab my other bubble solution. In the meantime, keep chatting about your cool number facts and things like that. Why doesn't everyone, while I run and grab this bubble solution, say in the chat if it's raining crazy anywhere for any of you folks too, or if it has been this week? Because we're getting our pause now, but this might be the only out, or today and or tomorrow might be the only outdoor live streams for a little bit because it's going to be super rainy. All right, I'll be back in a second. All right, we're coming back with loads of bubble solution. I told my brother that I got the cool gun working, so my brother might visit us too. My brother's awesome. I want you guys to meet him more over time. Um, but now we got a lot of bubble solution. Don't worry, we're decked up with bubble solution. We are prepared for, I want to say all of grade -2, but probably not. We're prepared for the rest of grade -1 and part of grade -2 with all this. And yeah, I have a younger brother. We have a bit of an age gap. He's like 9 years younger than me, but we get along very well. And yep, he is cool. Um, let's see. Um, just scrolling through the comments. We got some flooding in one place, and someone said it's currently raining. Is it raining here now? There's some raindrops coming. God damn it. Do I have to move to my porch or something? I don't want it to rain on my computer. There are raindrops on my computer. Okay, maybe the weather was wrong. Let me check on my phone if the weather was wrong. We might have to move to the porch or my room or something. Um, let me see. Yeah, they changed their mind. They said it's now light rain instead of done with rain for the day. The meteorologists only know so much. We're going to have to relocate to the porch or something real quick. So, yeah, let me dash over there. I'm going to lower you guys a little bit while I go over because I don't want people to see my address or anything. Ooh, our flood is receding at least. Not much flood left. Okay, it is starting to rain. So, what we're going to have to do is do the really quick bubble thing right here and then move to my room. So, let me grab the bubble gun, do a real quick bubble machine here, and then run to my room. All right, 1 second, and I'll get this thing going. All right, so it is starting to rain again. The weather changed its mind. Maybe it'll clear up in a minute, maybe not. We have time to do a quick bubble experiment, though. This is my favorite warning, too. This is that same brand that their warning on the thing is do not drink the bubble solution. If swallowed, drink plenty of water to dilute the solution. It sounds like a pretty casual way to go about it. If you swallow some bubble mix, I'll just drink some water. Okay, I got to puncture this cap somehow. All right. So this bubble solution will maybe let us get a better view of that crazy bubble thing that this gun can do. Okay. Oh, it's hard to do in the wind. It's going to be windy here too. I want to get the ones when the wind is chill, where you can see it stay in the air for a while with the big, the outer bubble. The outer bubble stays on it sometimes. It's the outer bubble's popping because of the wind. Oh, there's one. That one worked. Yeah, unfortunately, although the rain is. Whoa, that changed my volume. A bubble changed my volume. Um, Although the rain is the bubble's friend, and they are clumping on some places, like on plants and stuff, the wind is not their friend. Ooh. Still get some pretty good sized bubbles with this thing that are inside the other one. And they are landing on some stuff in cool ways. Like, here's a bubble here. Do you see that bubble? Where is it? Oh no, rain. Gotta be careful. Rain on computer. All right, I'm wiping off my computer. One sec. All right, not good. No rain. Okay. Hopefully, I didn't accidentally like delete a comment or type something while I was doing that. Accidentally typed something really offensive. Let's see. Some questions. Someone asked, "How is my brother 9 years younger than me?" I'm not sure what you mean. It just means my parents had me when they were 9 years uh, different than when they had him. And someone asked, it's the same parents. Someone asked, "Can I ask about math here?" And you can. I may not answer your question, but you're always willing or always welcome to ask. Okay, it is dripping on this though. We have to abandon the bubble tech. This isn't gonna work. Um, so we're gonna have to do a little shift and transition to my room. So one moment. Oh, hi, Dandelion. Dandelion. Huh. Dandelion, we're doing a room stream. You remember the room streams? You like those? Dandelion's coming to join us. I need to get a thing or two from the porch from the rain. But there's Dandelion. Hi, Dandelion. Okay, thank you to anyone who stuck around through that. We're going to relocate here, and I'll make sure Dandelion comes to join us. To anyone who doesn't know, for some reason, Dandelion is one of my three cats, and he is the fluffy one of the three. The other two are smaller and silky. This one is the fluff ball, and he is a silly boy and a creature of pure love. Where are you, Dandelion? Good job. Yeah, come on, Dandelion. There's a good boy. Yeah, there's a Dandelion. All right, Dandy. Good. Dandelion. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to be here for a moment while we do our transition so I can give Dandelion some love. And then I will come back a little closer because I can't read the comments from this distance. In any case, the storm has picked back up for a minute, and I hope all three cats are nice and safe and warm, but the stray one is still too scared to sleep inside. And so we put a little box with a towel outside for him to sleep in so that he has a little shelter in the rain on the porch. But he's not comfortable enough sleeping inside yet because he's scared. But that's sassafras. Dandelion here definitely will just go in and out of the window, get soaking wet, come back in, make me towel him off, and then be a good little cuddle sore. So Dandelion's awesome. He's one of our mascots around here right now. And cats in general, I'm a big fan of, and dogs. Animals are really cool. So let me pop back and chat with you guys in the comments here now. Thank you for all leaving your cool mathematical thoughts. Someone's wondering if swallowing bubble solution would wreck the stomach. And I think it would be pretty bad for you. So that's why I think it's kind of comical that they just say, sorry, Dandelion needed my love. Oh, Dandy. So I think it's kind of comical that they just say you drink water and then you're okay. Drink plenty of water to dilute the solution. I think that is maybe not enough. And then the next line on it is if solution gets in your eye, flush with plenty of water. It's like, okay, you guys think water solves every problem, huh? But then after that it says if irritation occurs, seek medical attention immediately. I know that because it's the same brand of bubble thing I read on stream before. And I think that's a funny warning label that they put because I would have switched those if you drink the bubble solution, seek medical attention possibly. And if you have an irritation, maybe use water or something. They flip them. They're like, if you drink it, just drink water too. If you get any irritation of anything, go to the hospital. So okay, that's their protocol. I'm gonna go with try not to swallow it. I feel like if you swallow it and then drink the water, you'd be burping out bubbles like a guy in a cartoon. So, but we do have some cool stuff in the room. So even though the rain has forced us to retreat back into here, it's not only Dandelion we have here. We have some other fun items. Normally, when we're in my room, we do streams that I do things on my computer. Like, for example, I do graphs or a fun. There are some recurring ones, and I might do like pick days of the week I do each one. I like doing the graphs, and I'm not saying we're about to do it. I'll explain it. Sometimes we do the graphs. Sometimes we do the talk to the robot about math. Sometimes we do look on Wikipedia, stuff like that, and look on the OEIS. And right now, I don't have it set up like that. So I feel like I'm not like a tech whiz. If I try and switch it, we're just going to hang out and chat, but maybe I'll show you some interesting items from my room. People asked about books earlier, so maybe I'll show you a few books that I enjoy. Some of the books that I have are out on a family bookshelf out there because there's also a bookshelf in my living room, so I don't have all my books right here. There's also a bunch just in a box in my closet and stuff. but I do have some books at arm's reach that I could show you. Unfortunately, some of the ones I mentioned earlier that are my top tier favorite books, you'll have to just like roll back in the stream to when someone asked that um, to hear my answers because I lent those books out. Like my absolute favorite books, I lent to people, and so I need to maybe buy another copy or something, or wait to get it back. But then I'll probably lend it out again because they're such good books. I want to give them to people. So, Dandelion, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go a little closer to the computer right now. I'll pet you more in a little bit. Um, so someone's wondering if I have a book with 127 pages. Oh, was it lagging? Did it skip or something? So my internet's bad. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way too often, but the internet's not perfect here. And how many cats do I have? I now with the stray one that got adopted last Friday the 13th. There are three now. Dandelion being the fluffiest of them. And does he have thumbs? He has a white toe, if that's what you saw. I don't know. He has these white toes. One is more prominent than the other, and silly because his other marking is a little white bow tie that lines up with his twin brother cat. It's like a silky one and a fluffy one. They have a white bow tie. And Dandelion also has this white toe, like a silly head. Um, so let's see. Wow, my screen looks really like bubble juicy. I think a lot of bubble juice and rain comboed up on that screen. I'm gonna have to work on that later. Um, so let's see. Book with 127 pages. Doubtful, but if we have any books I want to show you something from, that'll be our lucky number page. We'll go to page 127 today if we want to like look in a random book at something or whatever. Just to see like an example of a page. So I think most of my books are longer than 127 pages. Let's look at a few of them. Now, like I said, some of my favorites I don't have here, but let's see what I do. Um, oh man, I have my yearbooks here, so that's not for this stream. Maybe someday. Here's a series I really liked as a kid that I'll give a shout out to here. My actual favorite books, I mentioned some of them earlier. This one was one of my definite favorites when I was younger was the series of unfortunate events. Did anyone read this series? Oh, this whole series was so mysterious and cool. So someone's saying anyone who cares for animals usually cares for humans too. It's often the case. I think you can often judge you can't judge someone's character from just a few actions, but if someone's nice or mean to animals is a pretty big clue about people. I really like animals, but I'm especially good with cats. I'm like a cat charmer. Stray cats like me because I learned it from my old cat Twitherby back in the day. He taught me how to be the Lord of Cats. So I'm now the Lord of Cats because Twitherby taught me back in the day, But there's in general, animals are great, and if you encounter them, treat them really nice. At least like cats and dogs and ones like that are like human-esque. Treat them like your friend. Dandelion's for sure my friend. Dandelion and Sage, his brother. Those cats are part of the reason why I am able to maintain a meditative enough look on life despite many hardships to be able to make this show. So Dandelion has helped make this show. He's an executive producer. And what's the poster? That is not a poster. That is some paintings that were made by a family friend and then some friends of mine. I've explained those back in the day before. There's another view. You guys want a rare view? I don't know. No. I'll show you. The other wall looks really cool. I'll show you that in another stream. Unless I got like enough requests for it, but probably another stream. The other wall, I have a bunch of stuff hung on. I used to have a different room in the house, and my walls were covered in all sorts of different, just pinned up like pages from National Geographics that look like cool nature, things I drew, maps, stuff. But there's a lot on the wall over there too. Um, so, um, let's see. And on the wall, we also have some equations. I wrote some over there that were ones that I enjoyed in one of our graph episodes. And I wrote a continued fraction over there. Oh, dandelion. But there's also a lot more room for a lot more equations and things on the wall. Like I started writing them on the outdoor shed that's next to the combo classrooms wall. And this is another green wall that is ready for equations. So that's one of our combo class vibes, our green walls covered in equations. Um, so um, let's see what books I want to show you guys, because I mentioned I wanted to look at some books. Oh, this is like the second book in another series I really liked as a kid. Some of the books I have on this shelf are ones from a while ago, but this was a cool series. This one called Aberrat. This is the second book. Um, but as far as I lent out a lot of the modern fiction books I like, but I kept my math books. My math books I keep having to come back to, so I don't lend those out quite as much. So I have those around, and a bunch are in the other room, but I have some of the ones I really like in here. I have one of my favorites. I have this one I've mentioned a lot. This one I mentioned earlier today. Great book. And let's see. There's like a bunch I bought that I just like am going to read. Anyone want to read any books with me? Join my book club. Um, these are ones I'm going to read. This is volume 3. I bought all 3 volumes. This is a translation of Euclid's Elements, along with there's like a bunch of translational text to make it make sense to the modern era. Here's one I'm going to read called Number Theory and Its History. This one I'm going to read called Perilous Problems and Puzzle Lovers. So those are some random used books I bought that I'm going to read. There's a bunch more here. Oh, here's this number dictionary I was telling you guys about. Freaking book. The nerve of this thing. Look, it's a dictionary of numbers. My last dictionary of numbers had definitions next to them, not just the numbers, just numbers. So, like I said, I will be persistent and find a way to turn this into a cool video about Mod 8. Got some more random books. This one's called The Complete Strategist, spelled strangely. And this was one of the ones that I mentioned as one of the fiction books that I like a lot that I do have here, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Great. Here's cool for someone who wants an overview of a lot of topics of math. This is a fun one. It's not like an all-time classic. Clifford Pickover has other books I might recommend first, but each page, this one's cool for if you want just like a good coffee table math book or something. Each page is a year, a thing that was found in that year, and a picture of it. So this is a good one. That's fun. This one I was puzzling through. It has pretty tricky exercises and stuff. Was training the brain a little bit. A lot of my favorites aren't right here. Okay, I'm just gonna run right out into the hallway just to grab a book or two to show you guys. Yeah, this is where the cool books are. All right, I grabbed just a couple of the ones from out there that are cool. Dandelion. Dandelion, we're doing book club in here. Dandelion, book club. So that would actually be a unique premise for a stream. Maybe one of my streams each week will be a book club that we meet up for. I don't know. I'll drop a stream schedule soon. I'm trying to juggle around making my private lessons that I teach as a day job be condensed onto less days, so I have more time to work. Soon, hopefully, I'll condense my private day job into less time of my week and drop a streaming schedule, which will definitely happen sometime this month. Um, and let you guys know exactly what days I'll be on for random stuff. Maybe one of them will be book club centric. Someone's asking where I'm from. I'm from here in the Bay Area, California. Um, so let's see. People are mentioning some books. I haven't read the History of Zero book someone mentioned, but I've heard it recommended before. So now maybe I'll pick that up. This is the second time I've heard that recommended. Someone was like, "Wow, I go live. They like the shorts." Yep. Like I said earlier, the shorts draw a lot of people here. But if you don't know I go live, hopefully you know at least that the main Combo Class channel is the full show version of this. There's a channel called Combo Class that's not this. That's like the full show version of this. This is more practically the behind the scenes half of it. But also the shorts go here and a variety of stuff goes on this Domotro channel. Um, and what else do we have here? Do I read story novels? In the past, I've enjoyed them. I haven't read as much fiction recently. I mentioned this earlier, but like one of my favorite authors is Kurt Vonnegut. And there's other books that I've really liked fiction wise, but I haven't read as many recently. Um, so let's see. Someone's wondering if there's a faster way to check if a number is prime other than checking if it's divisible by every integer from 1 to the square root of the number. Well, there are always shortcuts you can take, and one immediate shortcut is that you only have to check if it's divisible by every prime between 2 and the square root of the number. So that's already a bit of a shortcut there, among other possible ones. Now, the books I got here are some examples. This one I mentioned earlier, Clifford Pickover, Keys to Infinity. Cool book. I got another Clifford Pickover one here, I think, too. Oh, no, that was the math book I showed earlier. This one's interesting. Adventurer's Guide to Number Theory. I liked it, but it's kind of interesting. This author goes in a lot of the book with the idea that one is a prime number, which like doesn't work that well with the other stuff he's saying about like normally with the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which is that every number has a unique prime factorization that works when one is neither prime nor composite, considered a unit or a different thing. Then numbers don't have a unique prime factorization because 3 is like 3 or 3 times 1 or 3 times 1 times 1 or 3 times 1 times 1 times 1. So there's kind of like a glitch in this book, but apart from that, I liked it. This is the other Clifford Pickover. Great book, love this. Tons of fun number facts, absolutely beautiful. Kind of similar vibe to my videos. He talks about similar stuff I like talking about. I would love to work with this guy someday. He's one of the modern ones who still writes stuff and still does stuff. I would love to collaborate with Clifford Pickover someday. Clifford Pickover ever for some reason sees this, you are awesome. So, what else do we got? Oh, same story with this. All right, these are the two books that have been published by Matt Parker, the guy who runs the channel Stand Up Maths on YouTube. You know, obviously, it's not good for my channel to send people to other channels, but you guys got to check out that channel sometime. Stand Up Maths, if you don't know, you know, that's in that Mount Rushmore of current math YouTubers right there, with 3 Blue 1 Brown, Mathologer, Number File, and maybe Combo Class. And here, and a bunch of other people, not like dissing anyone, but those are my favorites. This guy is the other one, kind of like Clifford Pickover. I want to collaborate with this guy someday, Matt Parker. Me and him would get along. Brilliant guy, super cool. Makes good videos and books. I highly recommend them. Let's see. We also got this one I haven't read all of. I read some of and liked. I'm going to jump back into it at some point and finish that one. This one is an example. These are examples of that guy Raymond Smulyan I mentioned. These are just some of the books I have by him. I have a lot by him. He's amazing. I love this guy. Fun puzzles. Taps into a lot of fields of math in a very playful way, using analogies and jokes and stuff, and stories. It's almost like little fiction books that are secretly math sometimes, often related to the field of logic, but also touching on other things. Now, let's see what else we got. There's, oh yeah, the one more I wanted to show right here is, oh, and this is cool. When I ordered one of the books online, this bookmark came with it. This is like, it looks like a kid made this as a gift or something. I don't know why they sent this bookmark with one of the books I ordered, or if it was an accident or what, but pretty cool bookmark. Now, this book is cool. I want to give this guy a shout out. So I've posted on TikTok too. I don't really like advertise that as much here for some reason. Like I should put it in the description or something. But I just don't use that app myself. I've enjoyed posting on it because it's the same videos I put there usually that are on YouTube Shorts. Sometimes there's been ones on the TikTok that aren't anywhere else, but most of it is the stuff that is same on YouTube Shorts. And I just don't go on that app that much, so I don't mention it as much because I'm more of like a YouTube lover. But I have chatted with some other cool channels on there, and to people who use TikTok, check out the channel Math Letters or consider getting this guy's book. This guy's super cool. I've chatted with him before on Zoom. The guy who wrote this, probably will chat again with him at some point. He's makes these really interesting TikTok videos that are like actually cool math. And this is a book he wrote and sent me. So shout out to him for sending me that. And it's a cool book. So those are good. And the last one I brought is Ultimate Book of Optical Illusions. I just saw that online when I was like looking up math books. I was like, oh, I got to get one of Optical Illusions too. So I don't know how copyrighty it is to show you a bunch of pages from this, but I feel like I can probably show you one or two. Let me find a good illusion. You know what I really want? You know those, I have these books. These are sort of a running, I want to say running joke, but it's not a joke. A running love in my squad is those Magic Eye books where they look 3D when you look at them a certain way. You know those flat images where you like look through them when you look weird and then you can see something. Love those things. Those things are crazy. And so I have some books of those that maybe I'll see if we can do them through the screen sometime. So the red, blue, and yellow squares appear different depending how they're surrounded. Red, blue, and yellow. Yeah, so I guess these are just red, blue, and yellow squares here. And yeah, it's not just the screen. It looks like that weird to me too. It's based on what they're surrounded by. So there's a lot of cool illusions in here. I don't know how well they'll translate through the screen. Maybe I'll look at one or two more in a minute. And I really need to relocate these stacks. These are not helping things. Oh, he was one of the books I mentioned earlier. Kurt Vonnegut, Breakfast of Champions. That's a cool book. Um, Not even necessarily his best, but still super cool. He's a brilliant author. Um, and other sorts of random ones. Here's the one that we were joking about, this magic book that has some kind of dumb tricks. Some of them are good. It has good tricks too. And then I got random ones. We got Symmetry. We got Goosebumps. Choose Your Own Adventure. We did this once on a stream. It's not going to be tonight, but sometime again we'll do another Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure. The reason we're not going to do it tonight is because that's an activity that for me is calling for a campfire. Can't do a campfire right now with all the rain action. So when we do our next campfire, maybe we'll do a Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure. So do I like Catch 22? I haven't actually read all of that. Probably would like it. I read part of it and it has some really cool quotes and stuff. I should read all of it at some point. I used to read a lot of fiction and then I got sidetracked by reading a lot of math, and I'm still on that sidetrack, but I'll probably reincorporate reading fiction again at some point. And sometime you guys will see all of my writings on this bookshelf. There's also tons of paper notebooks, and not to mention my computer document stuff. Because I've had many books I've been cooking for years that will be dropped at the right time. So someone's wondering the solution to Zeno's paradox or Russell's paradox or stuff like that. I'll go into those in episodes for sure. I love paradoxes. Raymond Smulyan, who I showed some books of there, introduced me to some of those. Same with just a bunch of cool stuff. Love paradoxes. I'm going to make more and more about them. I even had an episode about Russell's paradox I made really early near the beginning of the show. Not really about Russell's paradox, but it was about the liar paradox, and Russell's paradox had like a 2-minute section. And I scrapped the episode because I didn't think I did it really well. So I'm going to redo that at some point. That was like right near the beginning of comic class. One of the only episodes that I like filmed and didn't use was one about the liar paradox and Russell's paradox. But I scrapped it because I thought I could do a better job of doing it. It's a topic I love. And so there's going to be plenty of episodes about cool paradoxes. Some people don't like that word because they think it's like, it must mean a real glitch in reality or something. But it's not true. A paradox can mean something that's just counterintuitive in a way that doesn't, what you humanly expect doesn't line up with what you see or whatever. And so, yeah, paradoxes are very fun to me, very beautiful, part of what makes the world interesting, and just a lot of fun stuff going on. Now, one paradoxy thing that will be coming up for sure. Well, actually, Zeno's paradoxes in a way will come up. I don't think I'll mention Zeno's paradoxes necessarily. I don't know if I'll have time for it, but there will be an episode about which infinite series approach infinity and which infinite series don't in grade -1. I mentioned that after the next couple episodes about bubbles and calendars, there's going to be maybe more like 10 days between each main channel episode instead of like 6 days. And they may be a little longer for some of them because they're topics I really like and have saved up. One of those is related to infinite series that approach infinity versus don't. And so that's sort of Zeno's paradox-esque. And then another one is more paradoxy even in that I don't want to say the name because then people will look it up and find an inferior explanation of it. But a paradox involving cool. I mean, some people may already know, but in any case, there's a dice related paradox that I got the blank dice for to make homemade dice for that have a paradoxical relationship. So that's going to be maybe the second last episode before the finale. Like one of the most important episodes to me of this grade is one about a dice paradox. Am I a time traveler? I can't reveal that data yet. Um, and so, yeah, I think we're not going to do a crazy long room stream. I just wanted to relocate and have a little time to chat before the storm does anything, kicks me back out or whatever, or goes crazy. And well, in any case, the evening did just hit. We can see it got dark now all of a sudden, so I couldn't be in the classroom anyway. Um, but yeah, right now, here's the crazy thing. It's 5:49 p.m. It's like pitch black. You see that? It's not fair. What is it? 5:49 p.m. It's, you know what I mean? They got to do something. California should be on the thing called permanent daylight savings time where it doesn't switch, but it stays one way or something. It gets dark so early at this time of year here. It's 5:50 p.m. now. It's like pitch black. It's crazy. Good thing I've been getting up early. So, um, yeah, I think we're going to wrap up the stream pretty soon. Think I will log off in a couple minutes. Thank you all for all of the questions. Wasn't able to get to all of them, and for all of the cool thoughts. Yep, crazy time zones all over. I always love how scattered my audience is. People are watching from, it seems like, an unbiased spread across the globe practically, which is pretty awesome. I'm not always a fan of technology. I'm an old fashioned person. I like paper notebooks and nature and stuff, but it's pretty cool that technology lets me share these thoughts with you guys so far away when it's a radically different time of day and all that. So I love you all so much. I'm going to wrap it up here, I think. And what you can stay tuned for is tomorrow it's sunny, so maybe I'll do another outdoor stream. In a few days, I will be dropping a episode all about bubbles and rain, which is already mostly filmed, and maybe I'll just see if the yard floods again to put that in too. Will be coming out probably on the 8th. And then on the 13th, we are going to have a Friday the 13th calendar special. And in between, I will try and pretty soon announce what days will be fixed on a streaming schedule. There will be probably one day I'll announce it'll probably be like some day that's a weekday. There'll probably be 2 weekdays I'll announce to start, one of which will be in the morning for me and one of which will be in the evening for me. So whatever time it is for you folks, there'll probably be one day where at like 10 a.m. PST Pacific time, I'll do it, and another one where at like later in the PM, it works. And people, no need to insult other people in the comments or go wild. You guys can be nice to each other. Let's see. Yeah, no need to be mean to other people in the comments. Everyone should be cool, positive friends here, even when we're chaos lords. No, don't say helping. I'm not gonna focus on this much, but calling out other people and stuff isn't a fun chat vibe. So, in any case, just no need to descend into saying things to other people and keep bringing stuff up. If people aren't going back and forth, we can have a positive, nice, random math facts and random memes and combo class gags and stuff. And people's thoughts on, I want to say how cool Dandelion is, but he's not in the room right now. I'll have to find Dandelion right after this, and his brother Sage, and his possible brother Sassafras. So, thank you all so much for joining me here. And I will catch you all again probably tomorrow at some random point. And before long, I will catch you guys in some more short videos and stuff like that as well too. I know people like the shorts, so I'll try and keep those coming too. And yep, happy New Year to everybody. We'll be talking about what it means or doesn't mean to be a new year on that Friday the 13th episode. Awesome. Love you all. Gonna end that here. And I will hope that tomorrow we get some sunshine. All right. Have a good one, guys.